doing the whole van life thing. And I've been researching a lot, like so much. Like it's consumes an astronomically large amount of my day, essentially. And yeah, so I've been researching van life, seeing all the stuff that I need to get. Been looking up and getting a feel for van pricing in my area, within like a 500-mile radius here of Florida. And this is just the prep work. I wanted to make a video about the prep work, kind of give you guys a feel for what you are going to go through if you're planning on partaking in this. One big suggestion that I do have, if you are interested in doing the whole van life thing, is whatever car you have now, if you don't have a car, rent a car, but just get a car, go travel for a week or two, ideally a month, but a week or two should give you at least some feel for the kind of stuff that you're going to run into. You'll have run out of food, you'll have seen what you have to do with regards to where you're going to park and how you're going to, be more discreet. If you're in cities and if you're out in the West Coast, generally you shouldn't have an issue. You could just kind of boondock wherever. A lot of open land out there. But sleeping in your car for a couple of weeks and getting a feel for how that feels. I just did that. I went up to Tennessee. It was very, very cold. I'm from South Florida, so I'm not used to the cold. But I went and I just kind of hung out for 2 weeks and got a feel for what it's like. Parked at Planet Fitnesses, at Walmarts. The Walmart was pretty cool because there was actually security, and that Walmart in particular let people park overnight, which was cool. There was a bunch of truckers and a bunch of other vans and stuff, so it was a lot more peaceful, I'd say. And yeah, that's been a big help. And I realized, like, I did it in a Toyota Corolla, which is a sedan, and they're very, very small. But just doing it in that sedan, I was so happy. I was so comfortable with the idea of, like, I can sleep here, I can go to this next city, and I just bounced from city to city all throughout. I went from Knoxville to Nashville, and just got exposed to all of the different cities because I didn't have to pay $100 or $200 or sometimes $300 a night at a hotel. And I was just saving all that money to be able to travel, and it was amazing. It was arguably one of the more imprinting experiences that I've had, and confirmations. I had the idea of van life, probably I got exposed to it in like 2017, and this has been 8 years in the making. I was so bad with my money that I just moved back in with my mom, started paying off my started paying off my debt, and got rid of the majority of my debt so that I can save money. And then I saved up like 15 grand on top of that to be able to now start making the moves that I want to make. And I'm looking at probably somewhere between 5,000 and 7,000. If I find a really good quality van, I don't mind paying in that upper range, but looking more so to spend around 5 grand. And there's some half decent Chevy Express vans. If you're interested in like being able to stand in your van, you're going to be looking at a lot higher priced vans, like the Ford Transits and the Mercedes Sprinters. Those are going to be very, very expensive. And if you have the money, by all means, go for it. Obviously, that doesn't matter. I don't have that much money, and I don't want to finance a car. I'm trying to avoid having to go into debt. So that's been a big thing for me. And so, yeah, that's the big suggestion that I have. I have already ordered I purchased a while ago just for camping and stuff, the Anker Solix. It's a power station, a solar generator. It's a 1200, it's basically a 100 amp hour 12 volt battery, lithium iron phosphate. And it has about 1200 watt hours, which isn't a lot, but I recently discovered that you can just buy batteries and kind of jerry-rig a connection from the battery to the power station so that you can store all that extra power. I also purchased some Renogy Shadow Flux solar panels, which should be arriving on Sunday. I don't even have the van yet, and I already purchased all the other stuff because I know I'm 100% sold on this lifestyle, and just the ability to be able to I like moving a lot, so buying a property has just never really made sense for me. And so, yeah, bought the solar panels, bought the power station that's going to power my ability to work. I work remote, so I'm able to work a job while I do all this. I have purchased the fridge, so I bought a fridge from Anchor as well, which is really exciting. It's the Anchor EverFrost 2, which is basically a small cooler fridge that I think it has a compressor. I'm not sure if it has a compressor or how they get it to temperature, but it has batteries in it. It can take 2 batteries. I did get the extra battery just to have it and to hold a charge in case I ever have long periods of time without solar. But those, I have 400 watts of solar, so I have that fridge. My plan right now, which is really probably really stupid, but I'm gonna try it, and if I end up burning the place or the van down, by all means, I'll just learn my lesson. But I don't think it'll be a problem. And the plan is to essentially connect the solar panels, which are 400 watts. They'll go through a charge controller over to the some sort of a 12-volt LiFePO, which is a lithium iron phosphate battery. I'll just say LFP from now on, it's a lot easier. It'll go from the solar panel to the charge controller. The charge controller will push the solar panel's energy to the LFP battery. That LFP battery will be then connected to my power station and charging my power station. And then my power station will essentially just power everything. I have one cable or one port used up to connect to the fridge, so the fridge is just running indefinitely, and so that when I don't have solar, my fridge can just charge. I can unplug the fridge from the power station, use the power station for like all my other stuff, like just charging my computer, Starlink, powering the Starlink Mini, and all that sort of stuff, and my fridge will still be able to charge will hold its temperature for at least 4 days, because I bought the extra battery for the EverFrost 2. So that's right there, that's pretty much all I need. And then I have, I go camping often, so I have like a little propane, or not propane, it's a butane little stove. I have my cooking utensils, I have a pan, I have basically everything that I need now to live comfortably in that van. Only other thing I'm missing that I haven't purchased yet is a Max Air fan, which is basically a vent / fan that will allow me to go and vent the van. Because like where I'm planning, the big plan is like to go further north where it doesn't get as hot in the evenings, which I'm still trying to figure out locations, but go where it gets colder during the summer, and then when it gets really cold in the summer, come south, visit family in Florida, or just go out west to California during the winter, and spending time there, because in the evenings I can be pretty comfortable. When it gets cold, I can just put more layers on, so that's really not an issue for me. The big thing that I don't want is to be hot, which there's going to be times where I'm going to be hot. Fun fact: most of the other countries in the world, except for like some other, obviously like first world countries, most other countries in the world are living without AC, and they live fine. They can manage. Like I went to Spain for a month, and in Spain, the big thing that I realized was none of the apartments had AC. Like obviously there are AC units there you can buy, but the majority of the places that we rented didn't have AC, an AC unit. So we would just have to sleep at night with fans hitting us directly in the face so that we can at least cool down. Because I think they say your body needs to warm up to a certain temperature before it can, or cool off to a certain temperature before it can actually fall asleep. So if it's really, really hot, and you're not used to it, you'll have a trouble sleeping. You'll just eventually, because we were in Spain for, I think it was a month. But one thing I realized while I was there was, after like a week or two, I got used to it. Like you turn the fan on, you put the fan on the highest setting, and you blast it in your face to be able to cool off. And so, yeah, really excited. That's the plan right now, is to get the van. That's really the big thing I'm missing. Get the van, start the build. I'm gonna do a very simple build. The plan is right now to purchase just some plywood, purchase some 2x4s, and I already have a couple tools that I can use to complete the build. And I'm building this thing called which if I remember to, I'll put it up on the video right now, but it's called a rock and roll bed. And the thing with rock and roll beds is that it's going to give me a lot more room to move around in the actual van, because it's a folding, so it's 4 different pieces, and when you push it, it turns into like a couch, almost like a small couch, and then when you pull on it, it flattens out to a bed, and it's using piano hinges to do that. And so, yeah, I'm just basically gonna have like a small full-sized mattress that they sell on Amazon. It's called a tri-fold, so a 3-fold mattress, and that 3 folds is gonna be more than sufficient for what I'm trying to do. So yeah, build out that mattress, and then put maybe like a little counter where I can work, during the day, because I have a day job that I'll have to do with that. So yeah, just like a little counter, the rock and roll bed, and then do like a little area where I can have almost like a gaming setup, to where I can power, because I'm gonna have like 300 amp hours of at 12 volts. So that's like 3,500 watt hours. That's more than enough for me to power like a small gaming setup for a few days, because I don't game a lot anymore, so it'll just be like on occasion, and like maybe like 4 or 5 hours a week or something. And yeah, so that's the plan. I've been wanting to make this video for a while. I've been very kind of scatterbrained and trying to figure out what I'm gonna do, but yeah, expect more videos now that I have a plan going forward. This isn't my first YouTube channel. I've had other YouTube channels in the past. Unfortunately, there was an error, and I accidentally deleted my previous channel, so I cannot make videos on that channel anymore. I lost all the subscribers, so I'm starting fresh. But I was already pivoting to a different kind of style of video, so there's really not most of the subscribers that I had on the previous channel really probably wouldn't want to watch this current content. And I didn't have that many subscribers, so it's not like I took that big of a loss. But yeah, be sure to subscribe if you guys are interested in this lifestyle and are needing input. By all means, follow me on Instagram, Gabriel Does Things, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.